Welcome back. Now let's go ahead and create the required files for our theme development. So head back to Visual Studio Code Editor or any editor that you are using, and we have opened the WordPress folder here. Open this WP content folder, and inside themes you will see already there are three themes files, but we want to create our own theme. So hence I will create a new folder, my theme. Hit enter, and every theme has some important files that we have to create. So the first file that we will create is style.css. This is a mandatory file. Next mandatory file is index.php, and this is the file where all the layouts, everything will fall back to. So if there are posts or pages in your application, this file will be looked for showing the result on the screen. If there are specific file for pages or posts, then it will be shown by that. If there are no files found, this is the file where it will fall back to. Another file that we have to create is functions.php. And functions.php is an important file because it helps us write all the logic that we want to add to our theme, all the functionalities that we want to add. If we want to also enqueue external CSS or JavaScript files, we can do that in this file. Then there are some good to have files that we can create. One is header.php. Then we have footer.php. They are for header and footer. After that, we also want to create another file which is called front-page.php. Front-page.php. This is an important file in the aspect that this will when we will create our theme, then we would like to have the front page as a static page which will adhere to the styling standard of this particular template that we have downloaded. So our front page will look like this. We could have written the code of this in index.php and it should have rendered, but we don't want to do that. Instead, we will create a front page.php, and in our WordPress settings, we can go and change the front page to this particular page, and then the front page layout will look whatever we have styled or given layout in this file. Similarly, if we are creating a separate file for blog post blog page, then in that dashboard setting we can also give that as a blog file. So let me go and show you what I mean by that. So if we want to log in, we have to say wp-login, hit enter, .php, yeah, wp-login.php, and type your username, password. So now that we have created a file, so what we can do is in our settings, general, in this readings, we can say your latest post. If this is by default, if this is selected, this all the latest posts goes to whatever template is mentioned in index.php. But if we want to explicitly say home page should be the page layout which will adhere to front-page.php, where we will style according to our static template. And if we want to have a blog post page, we could go ahead and select that here in the blog post or post page. So this is how WordPress will know which template to choose for home page as static page and which page to choose for post page. For now, we will leave them as is, and let's go ahead and further create more files. So next file we want to create is single.php, and as the name suggests, whenever we will click on the post and we want to see the details of that post, this is the file which WordPress will use, single.php, and the WordPress will use its layout to show the output on the screen to the user. Similarly, if you want to have a specific file for displaying the page information, then we have to have a page.php. Then we have to have a sidebar.php. So let me create that sidebar.php, and we want to also have archive.php. And what archive.php will do is it will show all the old posts, categories, tags, older archives will be shown with the help of this file's template archive.php. And finally we want to have a search.php, and this file will be used for showing the search results. If somebody searches something on our website, the results will be shown with the help of this particular search.php template. So these are the important files we have created, and these are good enough for us to start converting our static template of HTML into WordPress theme. So for now, I will close them all or collapse them all, and I'm also going to close them all. And let's continue in the next video with converting our HTML template into a WordPress theme. Thank you. I will see you in the next video. Welcome back. Let's go ahead and open our static template of HTML in Visual Studio Code Editor. For that, click on File and then you can click on New Window. By doing this, you can have two Visual Studio instances running. So in one we have our theme, WordPress theme files. In another we will have the static files. So in a new window, just click on File and open folder, and open the folder where you have kept your static HTML template. For me, I can open it via open recents, and then it's going to open me that. So there I have my file. So if I can go and I can go to the browser and then try to see how it looks. So for that I need to copy the path. So I will copy the path until the index.html. I will copy that and open new window and paste it here. Hit enter. So this is how it looks now, which is great. But as a next step, what we have to do is we have to make sure the header section, this header section and the footer section are not getting repeated to every time, which means that we have to grab this header section and footer section and put them in our header.php and footer.php of our WordPress theme, and only keep this section which is common in our front page. So before we even do that, first we need to make sure our static template that we have downloaded, we fix that first, and then go ahead and copy paste the content in our header PHP and footer PHP. So if I would look at my index.html, so this is the section which I wanted, which is the header section. This is the section which I wanted to take and put it in my header PHP. But if you observe, this section also contains this banner, and it also has this particular piece which is the intro section, and I don't want this banner section and this intro section to be repeated in my header. Hence, we have to take them out first in our static template before we even touch our header PHP and footer PHP of our theme. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to grab this section, the whole section out. We'll cut this, go to my main section, and in the main section, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go inside my main section and paste that content. So if we look at this section, it is the main section. So right before this, what I want to do is I want to create a class called div and style that class with a class of row, because row is already being defined, its styling has been already defined. And now I will paste the content here. Save this. Next is we also need to bring this banner out. So I will cut this whole section of the banner and paste it here. So the banner was that section which was, let me paste it here and then show you. So this was the banner section from here until here, and this was the banner section from top until here, with included this intro block. So banner and then intro. So these two sections we took out now, banner and the intro section. And if you see, this intro section has this data. But then now let's go ahead and refresh and see. Let me duplicate this. And if you see, it should look like this, but our template has broken. And this happens if you do this kind of movement of the template or markup. But this is important. This was important. We had to do this. The reason is we don't want to do these changes once we have moved our markup to our PHP files. So let's go ahead and fix the styling issues. So I click on this and try to inspect here, let's see what is happening, why our styling is broken. So in the page wrap, let's check. So in the banner, I see that there is a margin added. So if I click this, it's gone. That's great. Perfect. And let's see why this is looking black. So if I click here, maybe go here, there is a row. In the row, let me try to apply background color as white. Perfect. So if we do these changes, I think we are good and our page looks good. So let me do that. So I will quickly go ahead and copy this. Go to my markup template. So this was the row. So what I'm going to do is style. You can also create a style class and put the style, that particular style class, in this main CSS file, and then you can apply this class here. I will just for now use inline styling because it is just one property. And remember, we also had to remove this margin for EM from the banner tag. So let's go ahead and refresh the page to see if everything is fixed. So now everything looks perfect and everything is fixed, which is great. It looks like earlier. So we are now good to go ahead and move our template files to header.php and footer.php for the top and the bottom section. Let's do that in the next video. Thank you. Welcome back. Now it's time for us to move the content of our static index.html file to our WordPress theme. So the first content that we would like to move is this section that we see, which is this header section. So select everything from above this banner section and press Ctrl X cut. Then go to your WordPress theme, open the file, in your content themes folder, this is my theme, open the header.php file and paste this content here. You can remove this blank lines, not needed. Next is we go back to our template file and go to the bottom section where the footer starts. So let's check. So this is the section from where the footer starts. So bring all the way down by selecting it and cut everything and take it back to our footer.php file. Paste it here. Save it. Let's go back and whatever is left, let's go ahead and cut everything. Bring to our front-page.php and paste it here. Perfect. Now let's go back to our index.html and do Ctrl Z and leave whatever was that way. So let's check if we have everything. So this was the footer, this was the banner, one more Ctrl Z and we got the header. Save this file. We want to keep this file as is because it might be that we need to compare in the future how the static template was designed while building our theme. So we might need to compare some things. Alright, so now that we have moved the static content files into our header, footer and front page PHP, let's further continue and look at how we can deal with our style file in the next video. Thank you.